Howdy folks, we are now up to part 4 in making a tapered western gun belt, or actually two different ones. Since the last video I punched all the holes for my lacing on this belt. I got all the holes punched for the stitching on this one. Felt like I was never going to get done. That was a lot of pounding, but I got it done, and now we're ready to dye it. I've already dyed my straps. Here's one of them. I took these outside and used Fibing's deglazer that cuts the top coat off, since this was already dyed that ugly looking reddish orange color that it was that way when I bought it at the thrift store. So I'm gonna let this dry a little more, and then I'll put leather balm with atom wax on that after I buff it. We'll be putting neat's foot oil on the belts themselves, because rough out, I like the way that looks better. So we'll get to dyeing now. I'm going to be using, this is dark brown Fibing's Pro dye. I just want to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to daub dye this and just do the front probably. So I want this to be a lighter shade of brown. I'm going to dump some in this old pan here. I'm going to take denatured alcohol. I just got this at a Ace hardware store. Pretty much any hardware store should have it. I'm just dumping. It's not real precise. I got about probably a third dye and 2/3 alcohol. There's already denatured alcohol in that dye, so it's fine to do that. I'm going to take my belt keeper, just drop that in, flip it over, a nail on my table here. I'm just going to hang that to dry, and I'm going to do the one for the other one too, because I want a contrast. I kind of like contrast on things sometimes. Right, and just go to daubing now. See how it looks. Not quite the color I was going for, but I'm not overly fussy about what color it ends up either. You know, I said we were going to daub dye this, and yeah, I guess we might as well just finish daubing it. Got enough mixture here, I probably could dip dye it, which would get it more consistent, but it also uses more, and I got a separate container I can put this diluted stuff in and save it for other projects, so we'll just keep doing this. Get your coverage as even as possible without streaking if you can help it. Where these holes are, you're going to have to go over it more than once, because it'll sink down into the holes, and then there's more surface area for it to absorb on. And get the ends here. Sure we get our edges. I'm not worried about like keeping it from getting to the back side. I'm just not going to purposely dye the back side. Obviously nobody's going to see it, so just thinking of it's a little bit cheaper to not do the whole dip dyeing thing, use less dye that way. And for right now, these belts are just extra ones for me, so I'm not trying to make them look, you know, as best I can. Flip this over so I can work on the other side. Get my edges good here. I'll have to go down the face where it's dribbled and even that out. It always looks better after it dried than it does when it's wet, of course. Alright. I like how that looks. Just gonna this right here to dry. Now we'll do the other one. This one. Dump out the rest of my dye here. Okay. Now for the one that we're going to be stitching, I'm not going to worry about cleaning this out because I'm using a Fibings Pro Dye chocolate color, and this has already been diluted a little bit. I'm going to dilute it a little bit more, and that little bit of brown that was left in there won't hurt anything. Okay. No idea what this color is going to turn out like when it comes out, but it should look kind of rustic and cool, I think. I'll just daub that on. Recently did a holster with this same diluted dye, but when you're just dumping like this, you never get the exact same thing. Denatured alcohol can save you a lot of money. I work at the store where I got it, so I got a discount. But even that being said, I think I paid $10 for a gallon. Or no, it was actually more like 7. I bought this several years ago. Actually, the reason I bought it originally was to preserve this velvet buck I shot. Then I started leatherworking about that same time, and saw something that it was good for diluting stuff, for antiquing things, so definitely gotten my money's worth out of that gallon. It's made my dye go a lot further in a lot of instances. buy the darkest color you want and can dilute it and experiment, have different, like, save your jelly jars. I've never done that, but you could, and then have your different kinds of different shades and label them. Probably should do that, but I'm not that particular about my coloring right now, I guess. Other ideas to stretch your money out a little further. Do a little edge work here. This is not a fast process, and it's not supposed to be. Something to pass the time with and have fun with. It's a hobby that I really enjoy. Just a little bit more dye. Even out my ends here a little more. Okay, I think I got the coverage pretty good. That's what it looks like now, and when it's still wet. This other one is already wicking it in and kind of getting dry. Now I might be adding another coat to that one after it dries, see how it looks. They all always look a little off before they're done drying. And then after you get a top coat on, that helps them look a little better too. But I guess that's it for this one, and we'll catch you in the next one when we do some top coating. And we might, I don't know, well, we'll probably just do top coating in the next one, then we'll do one on starting putting your bullet loops on, and then a final one for finishing it. So 2 or 3 more videos and we will be done with this. So thanks for watching.